Jeremy Stevens, what's going on, man? It's good to see you.
Fantastic. Having a sexy Saturday.
Hey, I tell you what, so I assume you watched the fights. Can I tell you who I was most impressed with? This is going to stun you, I say this. Felicia Spencer.
Felicia Spencer, hey, we're wearing the white tee, representing. She's a trendsetter, so hey, I liked her. She looked great tonight. She had a really stoked face. She didn't really show no emotion out there, and she was great. I felt like she could have just kept the volume and pressure up. She probably would have stole that match away, but maybe the experience. But she looked great tonight. I'm really impressed with her.
See, that's the same thing that I saw, even in defeat. And the reason I say that she was kind of my fighter of the night, if you will, even in defeat. Jeremy, I didn't know she was that good. I mean, you could come in with an undefeated record in different organizations. It was 7 or 8-0, man. As you know, that's just not very much fight. I had no idea she was that good.
Yeah, me neither. She shocked me. When normally someone's getting bombed on with a 2-3-2 and taking some shots like that, their eyes go like headlights, and she looked so composed. Like a Fedor. She just didn't move, and she kept coming. She could have been a little bit busier at the end, maybe with the experience. Cyborg pulled that off, but definitely impressed with Spencer. She looked great tonight.
And she seemed really stubborn in her game plan, which was to push her into the fence, which she succeeded at, but then to drag her down to the mat. That's the part she failed at, but you can't blame her, right? I mean, if you go out with a game plan with your coaches, you execute the game plan, and it doesn't work. Well, look, it's a two-person sport, but as long as you can stay composed and stick to the script, she's got to feel good about herself.
Yeah, she was moving her on the fence. Was like, she was a little thicker and like she was stronger, which actually shocked me. She was turning around, reversing. That girl's tough, and she was standing up every round. That girl was in shape. She kept her composure. Normally, you would think that they'd be sitting down panicking due to that pressure of Cyborg, but I was impressed. That was probably my most impressed one for the night.
And I felt like Chris hit her with the same shots that I have seen Chris end other girls' nights with. Like the same power. And to your point, I saw that same thing on her face where it goes blank, like Fedor. And you go, wait a minute, that didn't hurt you? That didn't rattle you? That didn't frustrate you?
Yeah, that's what I'm most shocked about. I mean, Cyborg hits like a semi going at its like top speed in like 2-3-2 and stoic face. It was crazy. Awesome.
No, it was incredible. I agree with you. Okay, so let's fast forward the main event. The champion, Holloway, versus the former champion, Edgar. What's your takeaway?
Man, impressed. Definitely impressed. Max is getting good. His distance and range, his volume when he realized he can get that range and you're not able to get it on him, that pressure that he picks up, that pace. I was definitely impressed with him tonight. He's definitely improving. I think it was good for him to go up to 55 and take a loss. That might have put a little fire under his ass, and he went back. He actually looked a little bit leaner tonight than the past than I've ever seen him. Max really comes in. He looks a little bit bigger. Tonight he looked lean, which I felt like you definitely have to be with Frankie because he's moving and pushing at pace. He's relentless. He'll miss 15 takedowns, and he'll get the 16th, the 17th, 18th. And Max was able to shut him down right off the bat and not get involved in that chain wrestling and was able to pick him apart with distance. Impressive.
And I must tell you, while all of this was going on, my Twitter and text was lighting up because it turns out a young man named Jeremy Stevens has been announced taking on Yair Rodriguez right around the corner. That's 2 months?
Yeah, that's basically, 2 months. Yeah, we're 2 months away from Mexico City. Super excited to go down there. And, I have Mexican blood. He's from there. My fighting style is pure Mexican heart, that Aztec spirit, warrior spirit. And I can't wait to go down there and just be amongst the people, go down there, train, be involved in a new experience, a new journey with some of the greatest people and the most politest and respectful people on earth. And I get to go there in their territory and really fire it up and sacrifice them like Aztec warriors do and hold his head.
Respect, man, respect. And, when you're looking at Yair, though, I have to admit, that's a weird puzzle, right? And you've been in there with plenty of really weird puzzles, but you got to add him to the list. He's dynamic. Is that fair for me to say?
Yeah, I just fought a guy 3 rounds who's exactly like him, and I feel like with Zabit, you got to worry about his wrestling. It's a lot sharper than Zabit, or a lot sharper than Yair. Yair has no fucking wrestling. Frankie exposed that, and the kid's flashy, but I feel like Zabit holds a little bit more pop. He actually moves just a little bit more dynamically better. I've been in there 3 rounds. I feel like I can capitalize on things where I need to capitalize on and definitely make the adjustments. And going in there and fighting another guy who's typically like that. Without the wrestling, without the a little bit more pop, I'm ready. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm excited. I welcome it, and I love putting young, hungry lions away and letting them know this is a wolf. I'm a different type of entity when I get in the octagon, and I'm a rough fight. You know, he likes to be nice. I like to be rough, and I'm gonna rough him up that night.
I got to tell you, that was kind of my takeaway when I read that too. I read that and go, well, that's 3 more rounds of what Jeremy just got done with. Jeremy's used to these tall and long guys that are dynamic and puzzles. I mean, that's kind of what I thought. That if there's any man for the job, call Jeremy. This is what he just did.
I'm the Sicario. Dana White calls me up. I take you out, you know, and I get paid. You know, these guys, they like to run. I like to fight, you know, and that's that Mexican warrior spirit. That's what I bring to the table. The people I feel like are going to be on my side. They know what type of fight I bring to the table. I'm excited to go down there in front of the millions and millions of Mexican fans. You know, they deserve this. They love fights like this. It's going to be a different atmosphere in that altitude too. Man, I can't wait. It's exciting. I love putting guys away like this. You know, just when you think, you know, you got this young, hungry guy, you know, people forget I can put you out with one shot, and not just one shot. I have multiple limbs that I put people out with. Right hands, knees, elbows, my shins across your face. In other countries, I've been doing this since birth, man. Like I said, Sicario.
I love that. I have to tell you, you said Sicario. It's summertime. You're making me think of the movie. Let me ask you a random question. Have you seen any good movies this summer? I have not seen one damn movie, but I'm looking forward to seeing. I think it's called One Saturday in Hollywood or something. It's DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. It just dropped. Have you seen a good movie this summer?
No, I haven't, man. I've been on the Netflix. You know, I've watched El Chapo like 3 times. I've watched El Señor de los Cielos, try to brush up on my Spanish. I haven't seen a good movie in a long time, man. They don't make them like they used to, right?
I fully agree. Hey, let me get your take on one more thing. Cormier, Stipe, around the corner. I must tell you, I'm rather excited for it, and I'm not totally sure why. I mean, I've already seen it once. I saw how it went, but Stipe has convinced me that I need to see it again. Stipe has won me over on this fight.
I agree. I think he's the man. He could do it. I think he presents a really good challenge, and I think he might have learned his lesson. Stipe is really good at coming back and always bouncing back. That you ever see that guy's career? He loses, he comes back a completely different human being every time. And I feel like that's kind of hard to find in the heavyweight division, and maybe that's what makes him a champion. You know, Cormier is getting a little bit older. You know, he's in that type of spotlight. He's living up. He's living large. He's at heavyweight, so makes for a great fight. But, you know, I still think I'm going to have to go with DC on this one.
And it's hard when you start talking about retirement. And I feel like when Daniel did it, I feel that my own impression, but that it was more of a marketing ploy. He wanted the Lesnar fight. He wanted to make sure that he got it in a timely fashion. He kind of created this scenario about my 40th birthday and I'm out of here. But I think that was more of a message of get Brock in here and let's get this done, because that day kind of just came and went. But the reason I bring that up to you, as you know, as a human, but also as a fighter, whenever you start to say something, it starts to become real. Over a period of time, it starts to become real. And if you really think you've got a foot out, you could end up having a foot out.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel, you know, the thing with him is he could be. Let's just say this. I love the fact that Daniel Cormier is 40-something years old. He's making the most money of his life. He's built his family. He's competed at a high level, as you know, wrestled his ass off all of his years. He's a champion now, champ now. You know, he is about ready. He honestly, he doesn't need to fight no more. But his just his competitive keeps him in the game, and that's what we love about DC, because he is a competitor. We do love watching him fight. He does get better every time, and he's gotten better with age. So I mean, he can come or go, but we like to see him fight. But it's really good to see someone at that end of their career doing really well. That's what I would aspire. When I'm going out, I'm hoping I'm set financially. Things are, you know, I'm champ. Things are going great. That's the way you want to leave. You don't want to leave this sport, you know, with any type of problems or be on the downhill slide. That's a real bummer.
For sure. And one final thing, and I know I already said that, but I must ask you, BJ Penn is going to fight again. Just got announced. He's taking on Nick Lentz. Thoughts?
That's actually a fight for both of them. I would probably go with Nick Lentz. His grappling is really good. His cardio is really good. He's got some tricky stuff. He can come going. I think BJ is he's had too many fights. he should have stayed retired.
And for me to call for somebody's retirement is something I would really hesitate to do. But Jeremy, is it at least fair that we should say this needs to be BJ's last fight? Because let me paint you a scenario. Nick Lentz goes and beats BJ. I think we can agree, okay, BJ's done. But let me paint you a different scenario. BJ beats Lentz, and that buys him 2 more fights should he want to take them. You see where that could become a tremendous problem.
Yeah, it could. It's all about matchups too. I feel like there's probably some better matchups for BJ. I think Lentz, he's not really like a power guy, but he's a volume guy. He's a wrestler. He's grimy. He trains at a great camp. He's just tough. He'll be there. It's probably picking fights, but what is it? BJ lives a great life. He lives in Hawaii. I mean, I don't feel like he has to work. He's accomplished so much. He's a great guy. I feel like he can go on to other things. I mean, why isn't he doing movies, or whatever it may be? But hey, I'm sure I'm going to be 80 years old walking around still wanting to bust somebody in the head if you're cutting me off or we're at bingo or something. It's just in the soul, that Aztec soul we're talking about, bro. It's in every one of us fighters to just never give up.
I love it. I love it, Sicario. I wish that was your nickname. Little Heathen's a great one, but I like Sicario for you. Hey, pal, thank you for your time. Thank you for your insight, and best of luck, man. I'll be watching.
Thank you, Chael. I really appreciate the opportunity, brother.
Take care, Jeremy.